Hoi, it's louisity again, and for this video I'm going to react to 5-star reviews of my 5-star read/favorite books. Hoorah! So I decided that, instead of reacting to negative reviews of my favorite books, I decided to do something a little bit more positive. I thought why don't I just simply react to 5-star reviews of my 5-star reads so that I can see how they felt and what made the book an ideal read for them. Also my favorite, why did it become their favorite? What are the reasons? I have my reasons why I like these books, but they have as well. So that's what we're gonna find out, and I'm gonna react to them. So let us begin. So the book that I'm gonna be checking out 5-star reviews is, of course, as I said, one of my favorite books will be, the one that's gonna be discussed, and that would be All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. So I'm gonna react now to some 5-star reviews. So here's the first one. Bad book. You have hurt me. I should have trusted the table of contents. But the person gave it 5 stars, so I am not this person, so I don't have the password to their brain, so... First things first, in the blurb of this book it says, The Fault in Our Stars meets Eleanor and Park, that should go. I like both of these books in their own right. This book should and does stand on its own. It's better than that. Now, I haven't read The Fault in Our Stars, but I've read Eleanor and Park, and I'm so sorry, I'm buffering right now because it's I don't see the connection much, the similarities, for me, the comic book part in Eleanor and Park, and there's a bookstore. I don't know if that's the similarity, but I think with Eleanor, Park is a little bit more fluffier, and although it has, of course, some dark scenes, this one has some light scenes, but it's generally darker, or dark with the mood. Throughout the book, there were so many clues leading to what I did not want it to happen the most in the story. And I tried to ignore all of them, wishing that maybe this book would not be so cruel to me and there was still hope that the incident like this would not happen in the book. But unfortunately, as I had already presumed for some time, my wishes did not come true, and that, if I'm being honest, completely ripped my heart out. I don't know when I will stop crying since its story still sticks in my mind, and seems like it won't go away easily in a day or two or maybe a month, but the one and only thing I know right now is I have to thank myself and something inside me that made me pick up this book for at least 1,000 times. It's not easy to find a book that got you emotional and touched as much as this one did to me. It's a sad yet truly beautiful story. Caution, please prepare yourself a dozen boxes of tissue paper before starting to read this book. Don't tell me if I didn't warn you. Well, honestly, this part right here that is in bold font, it's sad. It's a sad yet truly beautiful story. That's exactly how I felt. You summed it up. Sobbing, literally. I've seen the movie hundreds of times and the ending still wrecked me completely. Oh, you need some hug. I laughed, I cried, the book was worth all the hype it got. I was hooked from the first page. A must-read sad book. Indeed. I agree with this. I tried not to cry because I cried when watching the movie, but I couldn't help myself. I have yet to see the movie, so I wonder how I'll feel as well. I don't know if I think the book is 5 stars good because it isn't perfect, There's flaws and I should probably be better at recognizing and pointing them out. The thing about this book, the reason I'm rating it 5 is because it's a type of book that stays with you, or at least with me. I can forgive its mistakes because the impact is that strong. The book has very little plot. It cannot brag about being plot-driven because the core thing is two teenagers broken in their own ways, finding each other, finding love, and finding a reason to keep going. There's a recurring thing about discovering interesting places in Indiana, but that's about it. That means that if you do not like these characters for the whole length of the book, you will find the book frustrating, annoying, bad, or whatever else. Finch and Violet are the guiding forces of the novel, and the likability of the book depends on their likability. I spent a good portion trying to figure out if anything would happen, but I suppose it works a lot like life. You can't always anticipate what will happen or demand interesting things into existence. Beyond that, it's a good book. The characters are heavy because they are in grief and because they are broken. Violet's sorrow and her road to mental somewhat stability is confusing and haphazard because the grief of losing your sister and the recovery isn't a straight path. Finch is complicated and erratic because he's undiagnosed and manic. They make sense in a way that they don't make sense at all. The book is tragic, the story is very real, and the ending is entirely unfair. I wish I could judge it for that, but you can't remove a star for telling the truth. That would be entirely unfair too. Now, I do have some things that I'd like to comment in terms of some of the things that caught my attention in terms of how stories are written. Now, with contemporary books, they're not necessarily a very action-packed kind of book. Sometimes they're being tagged as something that's thriller, if that's going to be the case, or a romantic thriller. Usually with, I would rather say that with contemporary books, it deals more with the circumstances or the context of a character, what they're going through, what are their complex views on certain things. So if the book was able to vividly show it for me, then I would like it. In this case, with all the right places it did. And some people might if it was vividly, but it wasn't something that probably what they're looking for, then it can affect their reading experience. And I like when they said about the truth, because the thing is, although fiction of course is something that is out, it's two things. It's either there are a bunch of unicorns or there is somewhat an inspiration to what is out there. It's kind of a creation of parallelisms, if that made any sense. Two flawed people in need of help find each other, and it's only then they finally start to feel understood and can be themselves in a world that's full of bad people and horrors. Though when life starts having color again for one of them, the other starts slowly fading until there's nothing left. Emotional trauma can quickly lead to the worst circumstances if not taken care of at the right time and in the right way. If you think something's wrong, ask for help, speak up. It's not your fault. There are ways to overcome it. Read this one. I laughed, I ugly cried, I related, I thoroughly enjoyed reading this book and highly recommend. If I could give it 10 stars, I would. I'm done! This was beyond words, all caps, for it to be intense. I can feel your emotion. Your emotions are intense. Honestly, I really liked it. Both the writing style and the story itself is amazing. I loved this book from the very first page. I don't want to give too much away for those who haven't read yet, or for those who haven't yet read it. It's a young adult novel. It's a young adult novel filled with love and adventure. Definitely worth reading, and I agree, it's definitely worth reading. It's a young adult teenage book, so I think that I'm truly and honestly an emotional wreck right now. I don't think that I was even prepared to handle the scope of feelings this book just gave me. I went from being concerned to happy to joyful to numb to all over ready to bawl my eyes out over just how much I cared about Violet and Finch, and I'm so torn about how to feel right now. On the one hand, I want to reread this book so many times that I memorize the words, and on the other, I never want to pick it up again because that's how much it hurt. I think I'm going to try and do a proper review of this in a bit, but for right now, I need a little bit of time with my thoughts before I even try to piece that together because I'm in so much pain. Aww, I'm so sorry that you felt that way, but I do agree that it has a lot of feels, a lot of emotions, intensity, yes. Like, you know, like there were parts where like you're gonna be happy, especially if you're a bibliophile or like you're a bookworm, and then yeah, towards the latter parts, a lot of like brooding and contemplating that was happening. Feel free to comment down below what are your thoughts about All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven, and also feel free to comment what you thought about this concept. Should I do more of this? Feel free to comment down below. Also, I hope you folks enjoyed this video. If you've made it this far, leave a teddy bear emoji. And if you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, click that subscribe button and hit that little bell icon somewhere down there to keep yourselves posted about my videos. I'll also put down links and handles of my social media accounts, so feel free to check me out and follow me there as well. As always, thank you so much for watching. Always be thankful and unleash the reader in you. Bye, y'all. Mwah.